It's 1 a.m. and I just wanted to jump into something real quick. This is gonna trigger a lot of fucking people, especially a lot of people in the black community, but it's a brutal truth, and I just want people to hear the harsh reality of it, okay? I am a black woman, type of woman, the type of human being that is at the bottom of the barrel, okay? And I don't care what anyone says, it is the truth. I just want to expand on, some truths about what it's like being a black woman, okay? I'm not talking about all the toxic positivity, all the you should be happy for being black, you should be proud for enduring all the hardships. I don't want to. I don't find it a compliment when someone says I'm strong, because it's not a personality trait that I developed naturally. It's not something that I learned to cope with. It's something that developed because I didn't have a choice, okay? Let me start from the beginning. I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm 29. Turned 29 this month. And, which means I was born in 1996. When I went to school, when I was a child, okay, I never once thought about my skin color. Well, to say I haven't thought about it would be a complete lie, but beside the point. I'm gonna have to go into unnecessary detail, but that's what it takes. So unfortunately, I am part of a family that has more light-skinned desirables on my mother's side than on my father's side. And since I don't have much contact with my father's side of the family, both sides are equally as toxic. Beside the point, yeah, I knew to an extent that it was more desirable to have light skin. Other black people have done nothing but prove that to me. So I didn't grow up with the notion that all white people, it wasn't really pushed on me as hard that white people are racist and that they all hate me. They all hate us or whatever. And I've never had as much sympathy. I've just never had much sympathy with black people that were treated badly by racist white people. And before you try to kill me, let me tell you why, okay? When you grew up as a black woman with dark skin, you will bear witness to more racism within your own community than you ever will with people outside of your race. Let me get into that. When I was in high school, every black woman will have a horror story, okay? It was like being alive in 1920. It was like maybe a decade later of slaves being freed and given some rights. That's what it felt like. Not saying I was born in that era, but I can barely hear with this on, so I don't know if somebody came in. But yeah, you're gonna bear witness to more colorism and racism within your own kind than you ever will. Because when I was in high school, this was around the time where, more diverse, our areas were more diverse, all right? High school is going to be bigger than middle school or elementary. And I swear to God, when I tell you the only people that I have ever been close with were Caucasian people, Muslim people, Asian people, Puerto Ricans, literally any other race besides black people accepted me. And that's something that I did not do deliberately. I just went off towards the people that had common fucking sense and morals. The only people that ever got on my ass about and pointed out my dark skin and about how I was too dark were other black people. So, when we got to the point where we were in middle school, we were, you know, American history and whatnot, we were focusing on racism, and all the black students would get kind of triggered and they would love to provoke the white students on purpose. It always pissed me off because what right do you have to call out and accuse a Caucasian person at random of being racist? You're more racist towards your own kind, especially your woman. Women. Yeah. I got told I was too dark by motherfuckers that was darker than me. And they would always pull like they would always make these black jokes about people that had dark skin. It would always be so much worse if you were a woman, okay? Because it's like you acknowledge that you are a black person. Your skin is supposed to naturally be dark. Why are you condemning me for that? We're of the same race. It never made any fucking sense to me. I always thought no matter how crazy you think racism is, it makes even less sense if it's within your own race. And it always pissed me off. You hear students, you'd shut the light off. The teacher or another student would shut the light off, and students would be like, "Oh, we can't see him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can't see her." I remember Caucasian teachers. Sorry, I'm chewing on the person. I'm chewing on a piece of skin I ripped off of my finger. I'm so sorry. I know that's gross, but yeah, Caucasian, Asian teachers, especially. This is back when I was young. I didn't really look too deep in or know much about Asian culture. And I had this teacher that I loved. She was really small and petite. It's her name for obvious reasons, but yeah. She had caught on to students. She was showing us something. I don't know, animals like black dogs, black horses, or whatever. Second that animal came up on the screen, automatically the black students start poking and picking at the other dark students that had dark skin. And I just saw, my eyes were always drawn towards that Asian teacher that was just looking at us like we were fucking half crazy. And I didn't blame her. She was just looking at us with disbelief. This is coming from an Asian woman. In their culture, they emphasize white skin even more than Caucasians. And I didn't know that back then. So it's like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I remember her shutting the entire class down and asking us why we were laughing because black was a gorgeous color. Again, this is an Asian one. I just can't comprehend it. Okay, I can't comprehend it. Every race out there treated me better than my own kind ever has, and it doesn't matter if things have changed, if things have gotten normal, if things have been normalized and turned into a trend. It doesn't erase all those years of being treated like you're not a human being by your own kind. And you even see it, today more than anything. More than anything. You'll see it in school, you'll see it in your family, you'll see it at jobs. You can't escape it. It's like the world is constantly telling you that you don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve to be desirable. If you're a black woman with dark skin, you are just utterly worthless and undesirable by default. It's an unspoken rule that I don't think a lot of people want to talk about, but it's there. It's true. My skin is looking so fucking badass. Anyway, yeah, it's really something that you can't just overcome because, oh, it's not as prominent as it is. I guarantee it is. I guarantee it's just watered down. People may not be as open about saying it, but their behaviors speak the same. And without going into excruciating detail or naming names, even though I want to, my mother's side specifically, the colorism is so bad there. I haven't seen anyone in years because I just can't stand being around. I can't stand having a family that you have to force yourself to play house with. We all know everyone's dirty secrets. We all know about this family member, this aunt or uncle who's sexist, not sexist, racist and colorist. and wants all their kids to have light skin, or we just don't want to acknowledge it. We're just gonna pretend it doesn't exist. Let's just pretend you didn't cast out one of your children because they have dark skin like me. Let's pretend that there's only, I don't know, like 3 people that have dark skin like me. One was disowned by his fucking mother because she wanted all her kids to be light skinned and pretty. The other one is she's really thin, so automatically she probably gets a pass on that. But yeah, I really don't want to be around my family. They accept my brother, but not me. And again, they don't outright say it, but it's obvious when someone favors. My brother was lucky enough to inherit light skin, but me, nope. Let's condemn you to hell. And it's something that I see. It just irritates me that it fucking matters. Oh my god. It pisses me off that it matters, okay? You're allowed to have a preference. But do you have to talk down on women that have dark skin as if we don't already fucking know? Like, I already see it happen enough. I see women getting promoted, getting all the love and boyfriends and attention and opportunities just for having light skin, even though nobody wants to say it out loud. We see it. There's no need to degrade us any longer. Okay, you don't have to. The least you can do is just not say it out loud, even though it's obvious. It triggers me so bad, you have no idea. So I personally just feel like I don't owe any loyalty to black people. I support them because I don't have a choice. I'm black after all. But I swear on God, I don't feel like black people are my people. I don't feel connected to them at all. Aside from things that only we understand, like natural hair, skin things associated with our race. But aside from that, the shit that's associated with them, a lot of behaviors and ideologies and culture, a lot of that shit I don't really agree with. And they're blind to anything wrong that they associate with. Because in their minds, because they're a minority, that means that they can't do anything wrong, which I think is utter bullshit. But yeah, it's just, I just wanted to get that out. I don't see the point in trying to force people to act like there's a bright side to being black, because there is not. There's not. You're worth less than dirt. That's how people look at you. At least that's how your own kind looks at you if you're a woman with dark skin most of the time. It just feels like there's no point, okay? I don't want to be black. And I hate that people think that that's unrealistic to think about that. Everything is just made unnecessarily hard. Our skin, the discolorations, the hate from our own kind. Like I spent 30 minutes just talking about. Well, 13 minutes. Our hair is a pain in the ass to deal with. We're expected, we're always held to Caucasian standards, especially by other, what the fuck, especially by other black men. I expect my woman to have light skin. I expect her to have defined, to have defined features. I expect her to have light skin, loose curls. I expect her to look everything but like a black woman. But I like black women. No, the fuck you don't. Oh god, black people, they water it down so that you don't fucking notice. If you look at if you go on any black show, the love interest, the female love interest, nine times out of 10, she is gonna be really thin, really petite. She's gonna have Caucasian features. She's gonna have really light skin, loose, long curls. She's gonna look like the Caucasian version of a black woman. And black shows do this, but they say that other shows whitewash them. Bitch, so the fuck do y'all. Wake the fuck up. If you're gonna hold everyone else accountable, at least look in the fucking mirror, okay? At least. God damn it, it pisses me off, man. I don't want to fucking deal with it. I don't care if it triggers people. I don't want to be black. I don't want to be a woman. I would do anything to change myself. I'm not ashamed to admit that. If I had money, if I had a decent income, I 100% would get skin lightening services, I would bleach my skin. I would bleach my fucking skin 100%. I would get surgery. I would get a nose job. I would get my cheekbones more defined, enhanced. I would do the non-surgical way though. I'm not getting implants or anything. That's too much. But yeah, I would get my features enhanced, my eyes. What I care about most is my nose job though. I want to get forehead enhancement. I want my features to be more like defined. I don't want like a really. There's nothing wrong with having a round face, but oh, is that a chirp? I thought we fixed that. Sorry, my the fire alarm kept going off for the past couple days. So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. I'm not afraid to admit that I would go out of my way to. I'm not saying do anything. I'm not saying alter my body in a way that would make me look unrecognizable in a bad way, you know. And I would try to look for all the options that are like natural or um non-surgical. I don't want implants or anything. But yeah, the things about myself that I wish I could change, I can't. Like my skin color, the skin bleaching can only do so much, you know. I want to get really pale skin. I want to just be free to live without overthinking and just wanting to fucking every time I look in the mirror, it's like you can't allow yourself to be free and just live. Your thoughts are always going to be centered around, okay, I need to look good before I feel good. Meanwhile, niggas can just go about their day ugly and shameless as fuck, flirting with 10 out of 10 females with no shame. But if you're a woman and you look perfect and you look pretty, being a woman, it doesn't matter if you're pretty, because it doesn't matter how pretty you are if someone else is prettier than you. And I know that logic doesn't make sense. It's so toxic, but it's true. It took me so long to distract myself and be like, okay, look, yeah, she's pretty, but so am I. I know it's not true because I always want to be more attractive than what version I am right now. I would sell my soul. I would unalive myself. I would just do it. Like, sometimes I'm even triggered to just, even though I don't, even though I don't believe in it, I do hope on some level I can be reborn, reincarnated as someone who can actually enjoy my life and have privilege by having pale skin, light skin, being really thin and petite. Whatever, maybe I can bypass all that and just be reincarnated as a guy. But that would gross me out. Men gross me out. So yeah, it's just a little thought that's been nagging at me lately. I don't want to be here. I don't want to, especially getting older. You know, as a woman, you only have value if you barely legal. So it's like I'm 1 year away from fucking 30, and it's like I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to live past 45. I really don't. I hope I'm deceased by the time that happens or earlier. I don't give a fuck. I just don't want to live in this world as a black woman. I feel like it's all just downhill from here, as if it hasn't been like that my whole life. I do things to delude myself into thinking that things are going to be okay, but they aren't. They're getting worse by the second, and I can't stand looking at myself in the mirror every day, knowing that this is the body and the skin that I'm stuck with. I know I have nothing to complain about, but I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know how to stop thinking about it. I don't know. Just tired, man. I'm tired of wasting my life. And I can't shut it off. I'm stuck with the same thoughts that I had when I was 15 or when I was 21 or a few years ago. They don't change. They haven't gotten better with time. I just learned to put them aside. You just learn to distract yourself to the point where you can't bother thinking about it anymore. At least for a while. Like when I'm busy or distracted or asleep or dead. But I don't mean to trigger anyone up here. I'm just speaking my mind. That's all. I'm not trying to start an argument, not trying to say anyone else's opinion is invalid. It's just based off of what I've experienced. I just don't think. I think I should have the right to truthfully say that there's no reason for me to want to be black, you know? And I hear people keep trying to delude me with reasons that make us feel special or different from everyone else. Okay, it's like, okay, look, Shaniqua, different isn't always better. It's really not. And the most infuriating thing about being black, even though I myself don't even like my most majority of my race, is that how being black, there are certain things associated with us that people condemn, right? Like having really, we curse a lot. We all know that. We're shameless about it. We're more, I almost said authority. Why can't I? My mind is blanking. We're more assertive. We're more, I don't know. We're just more open. I keep thinking I'm hearing something. I'm sorry. It's like when something is associated with us, we get condemned for it. But the year is now 2025, and the amount of things that have been, I don't know, like I don't like rap. I don't like most rap. I really don't make a habit of listening to it. I don't like how, you know, a lot of black women, the only thing they know how to do is twerk. I don't like rap music. But it's like, okay, this is becoming a trend with people and in countries that once condemned us for these traits. Now it's a fucking trend and everybody's like, oh, they're so cool. That pisses me off. Okay, now you see K-pop idols twerking, rapping, and all of a sudden they're so special. Oh my god, no one can top them. Bitch, that belonged to us. Why is that when we do it, y'all got a fucking problem with it, but when somebody else do it, y'all put them on a pedestal? It's pissing me off. You cannot comprehend the frustration, and a lot of people try to invalidate when black people bring this up and discuss it. Okay, it's like how people judge us for having no hair. Our hair is hard to take care of, okay? And black women are gonna say, oh, but our hair is, it's versatile. We can have a lot of good different styles with it. Bitch, I don't care. It's a pain in the ass to deal with. I don't care about diversity when it comes to hair. I just want it to be pretty. I want it to be low maintenance. Even if we have a lot of hair, we'd rather put on a wig because manipulating our hair, putting heat on it, styling it, can contribute to us getting it damaged. And since our hair takes a lot of time and money to grow out, we can't afford doing that shit like like a white person, someone who's literally not black, okay, white, Asian, whatever. If they cut their hair and get a fucking pixie cut today, within a fucking year, all of their hair will grow back down to their fucking waist. When you're black, it don't work like that, honey. And it takes a lot of time to fucking manipulate it anyway. It's like, people are like, why don't you wear your real hair out in public? And I'm like, bitch, first of all, we have to twist it to retain moisture every night and go to bed with a bonnet and a silk scarf feeling like a fucking grandma. We don't feel like a princess like y'all. We feel like a fucking grandma. And to take it, to wear that crap loose, majority of, let's say every day, we're gonna have to detangle it, which could take, you know, if you have a lot of hair, I don't know, that shit could take hours. Hours. Why do you think we have like masculine, veiny, wrinkly hands? Why do you think we have a muscular build? It's because of our fucking hair. We want to feel like women, and the world acts like, you know, that's another thing. If you're a black woman, people say that we're too masculine, but the fact that you have dark skin, when you're born with dark skin and you're a girl, your life has already been condemned. You're already fucked. People are not going to treat you as a woman just because you have dark skin. And if you don't treat us like a woman, don't act surprised when we act like a nigga. You have to survive in this world. People won't allow you to be feminine. They'll laugh at you when you try to be pretty. You try to do your hair. You wear nail polish, makeup. You try to feel pretty. People will make fun of you for it, but then they'll turn around and be like, oh, y'all are too masculine. Make it make sense. It doesn't. Oh, until a couple years ago, I never even bothered wearing brighter clothes. And I tried to disguise it under the mask of, oh, I like black. And I do, but it's such a basic color and it's repetitive. But I thought I couldn't wear bright colors because I have dark skin. And when you have dark skin, you have to pick colors, makeup, a lot of things. They have to fit your skin tone. And that's another thing that really just limits us. Everyone else with pale skin, their skin, their entire bodies are a fucking canvas. Everything will look good on you. It doesn't work like that with us. And I hate it. Having dark skin limits everything you can do. You can or can't do, and it's frustrating. Frustrating! God damn it. I just want to rip my fucking skin off my fucking bones. I didn't mean to go as into detail. I was gonna make a point, but I kind of forgot now that I started talking, so what was I gonna say? My skin look good when I do skincare deeply for like 1 or 2 days. I need to get back to it, but whatever. Just wanted to get that out. If you agree or disagree, I don't give a fuck. I just wanted to be realistic and transparent about it for once. That's all I can be. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat everything. No, this is the fucking truth. Okay, you don't have to love yourself. You don't have to want to be black. There's no reason to. The closest you can ever get to is accepting yourself. But I don't think it's really necessary to force yourself to delude yourself into thinking that there's a bright side to having dark skin when there literally isn't. You know, kudos to those people that have come to terms with it and they love their dark skin. Congratulations. But the limitations that come with it, I'm tired of being strong. I don't want to be a strong black woman, okay? I just want to be a girl. I've never had that opportunity. So I think I have the right to speak on it with truth and clarity instead of beating around the bush and telling people that it's a privilege when it's not. It really isn't. It's an experience for sure, but I wouldn't say it's a privilege. Just wanted to get that out. So, guys, this is the end. It's almost been 30 minutes. I'm going to end this shit right now. Bye-bye, and enjoy the rest of your night, darlings.